Eagle Double G.
Snoop Dogg. Last week, I got a call because I have a friend who got engaged this year. And so I got the call, hey, I need to talk to you about the bachelor party.
Ooh.
I said, okay, cool, great. Love bachelor parties. Love these dudes. Can't wait. Man, people need to chill the fuck out. I don't understand. I'm a blanket statement I'm in, right? Like, I want to be in. I want to go. And then you're going to throw Colombia at me.
The country or?
The country.
Oh, okay.
Not the university.
For $1,500 for a 3-day bachelor party in Colombia. Yes, the quickest you can get there is 10 hours on a plane with a layover in like Costa Rica or some shit like that. Can we just go somewhere in California? Is that so hard?
Is it the end of the world to just stay local? Yeah.
What's the age group of your what's the demographic?
They're my age. We're 35 years old.
It's like the last hurrah for a lot of these guys.
I guess
that's the honest view of it. It's I've noticed with I'm not having a bachelor party. I might have like a get together with my boys, but I'm not doing a bachelor party. Go somewhere.
You're having a bachelor party. You're having a practical bachelor party.
I'm just having a big dinner. Is basically all I wanted.
Yes,
I didn't care.
That's a bachelor party.
That's a bachelor party. That's reasonable.
No. But like I've also done like New Orleans. I've done I have friends that did Austin. I have
that's still
all
fine.
That stuff. But have you heard Waz's story when he had to go to Colombia for the bachelor party?
I mean, I've heard
so many stories from
Waz.
No.
Just goes to
5 dudes. Oh my God, 5 dicks. Damn.
I hope I'm not speaking out of school, but he
Waz's
flew all the
life
way.
is public.
No. He flew all the way to Colombia to get denied at the border and had to fly back.
I think I do remember that. Yeah.
Because I was like talking. This is pre-pandemic. We were going to games a bunch. I would see him all the time at Staples. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to be in Colombia for the next week or the next 5 days or so. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then the next day I saw Waz and I was like, what the hell?
What are you doing here? Yeah.
I just couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine flying 10 hours and then being told,
yeah, that's a nightmare.
You got to turn around.
It's full 24 hours on a plane, essentially.
Yeah. But yeah, it's hard. The bachelor party organization of like where we go and it's hard because then it's like you also have friends that can afford it a certain amount and others that can't, and it becomes a very difficult.
Right. And I don't know, but I don't think that the groom is the one who had this idea. I think that it is whoever is the best man or the best men or his high school buddies are the ones who pitched this plan. And I'm sure he approved it.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. I'm going to have to spend I still would like to go, but I have to spend so much time in my head overcoming the reasonableness of it and the practicality of it. And then there's going to be the fun part where I explain to my girlfriend, hey, by the way, I'm going to be taking 5 days off to go to Colombia.
Right. Two of those are
spending this much money on a trip that has nothing to do with you. So that's going to be the final wrinkle. I think it'll be all right. But man, the idea of like a 3-day bachelor party is already nuts. Like, can we 2 days is good. Like one night,
one night, 2 days. Yes.
The next day of recovery, like some meals. Like, what are we doing?
It's dudes just go nuts. It's honestly like I've had friends that like when I told them like engaged or whatever, I had a group of friends that were like, cool.
What's the deal?
We're planning the bachelor party. And I go like, yeah, I don't really want one. And their like response was like, oh, you think you have a choice.
That's the hangover. That's the plot of The Hangover. Yeah.
And I'm like,
no, like,
I don't want.
But like, I think this is a guy thing. Jesus.
But even then, it's like, okay, cool. New Orleans, great. I do New Orleans for 3 days. I do Vegas for 2 days. I like all that sounds perfectly reasonable.
International
is
adding another.
Like, the 10 hours both ways, which means essentially a 3-day trip is a 5-day trip.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's not like it's not like you can get there and back easily and still do something that day. You're going to spend your whole day on a plane.
Do you have to get a visa or anything though?
No idea. No idea. I'm not there yet.
I don't think you need to get a visa for Colombia.
Because I'm just like, that's also assuming people all have passports and like.
Yeah. And then the best part was they said either in August or October.
What?
We haven't exactly nailed down what month we're going yet, but that's what we're looking at.
The organization of the who's free is always the worst
nightmare.
Like that's the one where you do not need a visa for a 90-day stay in Colombia. Just so you know, Maze, you're covered.
I mean, thank you, Mo. I appreciate that. My buddy did have he also had a bachelor party in Colombia, and this was about 2017 or so.
7 years ago.
And at that point, I did not have the resources or the ability to take that amount of time off to go do that thing. So that was like an easy excuse out. Now I'm like, okay, I penciled in a yes, and we shall see. But man,
Well, my question is, Maze, though, for you, would you rather that same money and time? Would you rather just do your own vacation with that time and money?
Right. Correct.
Like one that you're in charge of, that, you know, you're not going to have to get shit faced like for 2 days, 3 days straight, that you might not throw up at, you know, like
I guess the thing is I wonder, Eden, like, is there a world where I should be blindly excited for this and be like, this is the greatest opportunity ever? Like, is there anybody out there who's like, oh my God, thank you for planning this bachelor party in Colombia? Because everybody's on the same page here.
Well, the one thing I'd say is, from my understanding, Colombia is fairly cheap. Like when you're there.
Once we get there,
on top of the $1,500.
Well, that's everything. That's flight. That's the mansion. You know, like, yes, okay, you get there and you get a mansion. Cool.
Great. We're only gonna have to spend $300 when we're there the entire time.
The Colombian marching powder,
yes. That was like
it's going to be going to the factory.
In New Orleans for a bachelor party. You know, New Orleans is nuts.
I just feel like...
Not that expensive, though. Like, you can get an Airbnb there for very affordable.
Not for 12 dudes.
Yes, for 12 dudes.
We had a nice house, so...
The persona
take the price of that house in New Orleans and compare it to, like, even Hollywood Hills. You're paying 4 times the rate.
Now you're going into the most expensive markets.
That's where we live, Mo.
I know, it kills me every day when I look at it.
You want like a 12-person Airbnb in New York City? Like, that shit is not going to be cheap. You go to New Orleans, you're like, oh my God, look at all this extra beignet money I have.
I'm not going to lie, and some people might feel offended at this comment, but like, if you are in our age range, in your mid-30s, and when someone pitches this to you, you're like, oh my God, I cannot effing wait. I'm sorry, but like, reevaluate your life and priorities.
It just comes down to what's going on. Like, I have friends that basically just live dad life, and that's all this is their only chance to wild out. Like, I get that. Like,
no, I don't accept that. I actually don't accept that.
My friends are not dried up old ladies at this point. Like, they are, for the most part, still unmarried. Like, I'm pretty sure this guy is one of the first to get married of his high school friends. Maybe 1 or 2 of them are. There's not a lot of dads going on. And I think it is still the opportunity. But like, even then, it's like, if you're the dad life, literally going to a Dave & Buster's by yourself is the best time ever, right? Because you're just free.
It's even bigger though when you get to go out and leave for 3 days or whatnot. Like, listen, I don't have that. I'm not a dad life, but like, I understand it because I have so many of my friends that do live it, where it's like, even just when their wife leaves town and takes the kids, it's basically a bachelor party for them. You get the text message of like, I'm a bachelor this weekend. Let's do stuff. I mean. And it's
the freedom is the prize.
It's really the deal with that. And I would imagine it's the same thing for women. I don't know what mom's life are, but I also know, like, when my friends have taken, like, I got baby duty, his wife is going out and having fun and doing all that. It's like, it's just getting that whole deal. But bachelor parties are expensive. It's a pain in the ass. They're hard to deal with. They're also same for bachelorette parties.
Yeah, I retire. I make the joke that if anyone wants to put me in their wedding party, I have an artist writer for them.
Jelly beans, just cotton candy
Ready
jelly beans. Go. A bowl full.
Do you have a specific color jelly bean, or the ones that you don't want? Like somebody has to, one of the other bridesmaids has to go out and take out like the orange ones or whatever.
What do they call those? There's the bag of belly flops, the Jelly Belly flops that are
what
all
is it, like licorice,
the
like butter popcorn?
No. It's just it's the ones that
shape?
like they're blobs or they're not exactly bean shaped. The belly flops, that's a good one. Just a bag of belly flops only, please. Zach, so I got invited to a bachelor party in Colombia.
Again?
The country.
Again, yes. Waz got invited to one. I got invited to one in 2017.
And Zach, by the way, I have a bachelor party in Colombia.
You do?
No, I don't.
Have fun.
Enjoy the city.
Exact response.
What is the biggest or furthest you've traveled for a bachelor party, Zach?
I went from Miami to New York.
That is pretty
maybe
far.
Minneapolis to New York. I can't remember where I was living at the time, but one of those to New York. Oh no, it would have been Miami. That was for Ethan Strauss's bachelor party. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've gone to Vegas a few times and everything, but nothing crazy. Miami to New York is definitely the farthest. I would not go
bathhouse one. Bathhouse? Okay.
Russian.
Russian. My bad.
Way scary.
That's terrifying.
Dudes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. 5 dicks. Damn.
It's a lot more than 5.
It was, I don't have, but was it?
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. I wouldn't go unless it is paid for in that way. I would not go. And I'm not even saying you got to pay for it. I'm just saying that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I did a Mexico destination wedding. This is, I already turned down a Colombia bachelor party once. So it's tough, man. Never been to South America. Is this how I want to rip off the Band-Aid? We'll find out. Welcome to the Friday Mailbag. It's Friday.
Are you going?
I said you're undecided. Yes. And
we don't know when the date is yet either. So
I haven't made any moves towards purchasing a ticket, commitment. Yeah. I put down a yes, and me and my buddy both put down a yes, and then we immediately side chatted and we're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, you're like, yeah, man, all good.
Oh, hell yeah, dude! We can't wait to see you.
Gonna be sick.
It'll be good to hang out again.
Yeah, this is not totally. It's related in the sense of, going a far distance. But I've been spending a lot of time recently in Santa Monica, West Side, beach area.
Oh, yeah. I know those streets well.
I'm on the west side. I don't ever see.
Mom, I'm so sad.
Yeah, you don't invite anything that's kind of thing. But
you don't invite me either.
Yeah, sure didn't. And I'm kind of wondering, is it time to move to the beach area for a little bit?
I like it over there.
Not for good. I see. The problem is that then you're stuck there
for sure.
You
better have some friends there and some things that you want to do.
Yes. Where
not leaving.
when you say beach area, where? Santa Monica, or are you talking further south?
I've been Santa Monica. No, I would never live in the South Bay. Absolutely not. When I first moved to LA, all these fucking media members well, you got to move to the South Bay because practice is over there. Buddy, I don't go to practice. I'm not fucking doing that. That's
Allen Iverson.
That's your decision in life. I've carved out a lane for myself where I have to do very little work in person. Very little.
I mean,
that is the dream.
Okay,
That is
yeah,
the dream.
But I was in Venice
Santa
yesterday. And
Monica,
I was walking around Venice yesterday. I'm like,
Venice is nice.
this is not the worst way to maybe spend like the next 2 years.
Have you seen the Venice canals? It's one of the saddest things.
Oh yeah.
God,
it's pathetic.
Wait, so I obviously know what the Venice canals are. But
explain for Mo, right?
Yeah. So Mo, so they named it Venice because obviously there's canals in Italy.
Oh,
in Italy's Venice, and they said, you know what? Let's recreate this in Los Angeles. So for
and they did.
Are you
blocks?
Sure, are you sure the Venice one in LA wasn't before the one in Italy?
Point.
I don't know
if I believe you. It's a great question.
Yeah, they called it something else before Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody's trying to bite our stuff,
but I think it's 8 blocks. I'm not sure how big it is, Eden. It's not that big. Whereas Venice is the entire city. There's essentially, you can get a house on what would more or less be a pond, but the pond is canals, quote unquote, with bridges over it. And it is some of the worst water you will find.
So not at all like the one in Venice, Italy.
There are unhoused gentlemen in gondolas, but I don't know if you want to be taking a romantic ride.
Separated by then, yeah.
No, that's a different story. But it's also a pain in the ass because if you miss a street turn or something like that, you have to go. Yeah. You're screwed. Yeah. Like it's almost like a freeway. Like you just have to wait for another exit. Like it's such a pain in the ass.
I hadn't been to Venice since like probably pandemic. Well, maybe once since then, but I found a parking spot right away. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why I was like, I could live here.
Don't move your car ever.
I've driven around Venice looking for a spot for like 45 minutes before. Like it is the worst for parking.
It's a disaster. Are you thinking like near Abbot Kinney or a little further away?
I would want to be near like
the main walk, because that's a nice walk. Like that's something we do.
Yeah, that's where I was. Like it was great. Oh my god.
Yeah. It's a good spot.
I found it more tolerable than the rest of LA, but
yeah, I really like the Valley. That's the thing.
Like
I'm very comfortable here, but also
you kind of just want to mix it up.
Never lived by the beach. Yeah,
you want to get out of your apartment where it takes 4 years to get a window fixed. Perhaps
took 5 months for a shower curtain rod.
That's quick. They had to make it. They had to, get the material.
Well, here's the thing, Mo. Now, I didn't vet this out. I'm 45 to 65% sure they didn't make it. I think it's just the shittiest one from Home Depot. But again, I didn't watch them.
I think you're doubting them. I think you're doubting them. I think they fabricated it all because knowing how your apartment unit they take care of everything.
Zach, now
the gate to the parking lot was open, like just forced open for over a month. It just yesterday was closed. I was like, oh fuck, I gotta click the thing. I was so out of practice of clicking it. Yeah. And I'm like driving towards the gate. I'm like, what's happening right now?
Somebody crashed into the gate thinking it was open. Like so used to it on autopilot.
Yeah, they can't fix that stuff without sending out a whole like mass update to everyone that lives there.
Again, they probably fabricated the materials to fix it.
3D printing.
They welded it themselves or whatever.
I was going to say, was this during the supply chain issue when that ship was caught in the Suez Canal?
Oh, good question. Yeah,
because I like still using that.
It was all shower rods. The whole ship was shower rods.
That is a ding for Eden. What's the good ding noise? Let's just give her nice.
Good.
Nice.
I got a bell around here somewhere.
Did y'all know that Kawhi, his laugh just reminded me of this. Did you know that his nickname in Chinese literally translates to little cutie? Because it's Xiao Ke-ai. It sounds kind of like Kawhi. And I'm like, okay. It's just so funny.
Start calling him little cutie.
Yeah, little cutie.
On the bounce, just start putting it. That's what you should start. That should be a wrinkle into the bounce from now on. Use their different names.
That should be on Basketball Reference.
No, if we can't get Kilometers Plumlee for Joffrey Laverne, I refuse to suggest things for Basketball Reference.
Okay. No free nicknames for that website. We Got a Fled asked, is it tacky to wear merch from one podcast to a different podcast live show? As you can see, I am wearing the Carl Weather Cinephobe merch. I got the Golden Dumpster hat. You can get the Cobra Formula merch for, this is the last weekend to get the Cobra Formula merch. So go to bit.ly/all-caps CTD merch. Get that Cobra Formula gear. My answer is no. Who cares?
What does it matter? Yeah.
Yeah.
Podcasts, like let's say you're wearing Cinephobe merch and then Cinephile was having a live show and, you know, it was packed. It was like 6 people there.
Yeah.
Watching.
Basement,
like, I think they would appreciate it.
watching a Scorsese movie.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to tell because the lights would be off anyway. So who cares?
Exactly. Yeah. No, like, I don't know, like if you wore AFE stuff to like, how did this get made? Like, I don't think that matters.
I mean, also,
I don't know how many people would even notice, right?
presumably at this live show, you could get new merch and then throw it on, right? If you wanted to support the show that you were going to, hopefully they would provide you with some sort of merch to wear.
Yeah.
And then
I don't think it's like wearing like
put another shirt on.
A Lakers jersey.
To
a Celtics Mavs game, right? Like
a completely irrelevant game.
Yeah, Eden's heading to Knicks Pacers tonight.
Actually, in my Luka jersey.
Doncic jersey.
No. At least Dallas is in the. At least Dallas is still in the playoffs. It'd be like rocking a Charlotte jersey or something, or like a LaMelo Ball jersey, or something like that,
or a Rangers jersey. You know, just really throw a wrench in the gears. Go different sport on them. That's what I would do.
We tried to watch this game last night at a bar in Santa Monica. We walk into this like British pub, and it's hockey everywhere. Rangers jerseys everywhere, and in the corner was like one little monitor for Wolves Nuggets. And I'm like, I got there
sat
first
up on a stool right next to it.
Is hockey actually bigger? It is not, right?
I'm like,
it must have just been a hockey bar, right?
It's Ye Old King's Head is the name of the fucking bar.
British
it's
bar.
a British ass bar.
I know that bar. Yeah.
And I'm like, text my friend who I was meeting. I'm like, yo, this is a hockey. He goes, well, that's going to have to change. I'm like, I don't think that's changing. And I'm looking around like, we got to go somewhere else.
I'm not putting up that fight.
It's like, I'm not going to be the one to raise this.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you want to do it, go for it. But this is, I can tell you it's not changing.
We're not winning that battle. And you're like, and you are going through this alone. I'm going to tell them I'm good with hockey.
I don't know how that works, phone, man. I really don't know how that works. That's bizarre.
Yeah.
But someone got in there early for hockey and planted their flag.
They had the sound on, like it was hockey.
It had to have been, but it also had to be the bar. Like somebody
like the
staff,
bar owner, like someone on the staff.
Like I think it's the owner or the manager is like a massive whatever hockey puckhead or whatever they call themselves.
Puckhead, is that?
I don't know. I just made shit up, I guess. I don't know.
I remember my one buddy. I mean, this was still obviously the right team, but he was an Anaheim Ducks fan. And I went with him to a Sharks Ducks game, and he was a big time troll. And so his favorite thing ever was being the road team in the road jersey, essentially putting a spotlight on himself to have everyone try to talk shit to him. He loved it. I've never seen him more in his element of just like,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, fuck you too, man. Or we're gonna quack your ass tonight, you know? So
I think I told this story before of I went to a Kings Wolves game in Sacramento, and I'm in like decked out in Wolves gear, talking mad shit. And the Wolves are killing them in the first half. Like they're up like 15, 20 points. That's back when like a 15, 20 point lead, you might as well just go home.
Yeah. That's what it mattered.
Yeah. I'm just talking so much shit, right? And third quarter comes out and Jay Will hits like 5 threes. Like he just goes off. I think the Wolves end up losing by double digits. And that like the whole like basically the whole fourth quarter and a lot of the third quarter, I'm just getting shit talk rained down on me. And which I had been giving out crazy shit talk before when they were up. And then Jay Will just like ripped my heart. Like just was like, no, you're having a bad night, man. And it was just, oh my God, it was severe.
Yeah, it can turn on you, certainly.
Yeah.
Just as long as you're not like going to a Giants fan going to a Dodger game. That's probably the one thing I wouldn't recommend out there. That'll actually get you violently attacked, perhaps.
Or being anybody going to a Raiders game.
Even a Raiders fan. It's a dangerous game. You know, you might end up hating yourself after that. You never know. You never know. Tony Jones had a tweet that said a basketball player who is 6'3" wearing basketball shoes is 6'3" because when you play basketball, you wear basketball shoes. And so Mark from the Discord, not Mark Ordner, the other Mark, says, what is a basketball player's height? Is it in shoes? Is it without shoes? What is it?
It's in shoes, except for that one moment every couple of games where they might lose a shoe.
Sometimes they lose a shoe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct answer.
Never both, though. I want to see someone lose both.
One.
Yeah.
I want to see someone kick the other shoe off and just continue with no shoe.
You have to. You got to balance. Yeah.
That's the professional move, right?
My favorite, though, is when the opponent picks up the shoe and throws it into the crowd, or like just tosses it away, like you go get it elsewhere.
I would make a beeline for it and chuck that shit down the tunnel. Like I would, yeah.
Who was it with the Knicks? Was it Achua whose shoe came off and then he picked it up?
Precious no Shua, as Fred Katz said.
There we go.
And then Ben Stiller responded to him with a picture of him putting his shoe back on. Ben
Stiller is everywhere. He's everywhere.
Fred Katz has had a season, man.
This has been a hell of a run for him.
He's had a season.
Fart break,
the accidental porn link, like it's.
Oh my
it's
god,
been
that
a
was
real
not about
season.
the porn link.
Precious Achua. Man, yeah. Good run for Katz. That's tough. I mean, it's either him or Jalen Brunson. Really,
it's like he's playing 48 minutes a game for Tibbs.
Yeah.
Like this is even he's exhausted.
I also, who was it? Bontemps who found the picture of young Tibbs? That, like, there's an article about Tibbs for ESPN, and there's like a picture of young Tibbs looking kind of sexy.
It was been around for a while. Like, what? Oh wait, different one, I guess. On the beach,
Tibbs
trying to find
looking
it.
Sexy.
Oh,
what?
Tim Keown. Tim Keown? Is that who it is?
And
Tims so this picture. Oh, here we go.
Yep. Tims.
Let's pull this up on the screen. So it's in a profile on Thibodeau for ESPN, and it's by Tim Keown, and it says, Coacher sent me a photograph of Thibodeau taken during a team outing to Marblehead Beach during his playing days at Salem State. He's lying in the sand, propped up on his elbows, looking over his right shoulder at the camera. His hair is dark and curly. The muscles on his shoulders like softballs.
Wow,
was that like in a young adult article? Novel there,
no,
like
straight out of a young adult novel.
I don't see softballs on those shoulders. I'm sorry.
Oh, did they get cropped out? Too hot for ESPN to handle?
And so Tibbs was furious that this was found, and
really?
He was especially furious that it was sent to Josh Hart. And he said, "Don't send it to literally anybody else but Josh Hart." Like that's
Josh Hart's definitely a pain. Dude, like, come on, man.
The clips of the roommates pod is like so fucking good. It's just them talking about what a weirdo Josh Hart is all the time is so good, and we already knew the whole thing about like him trying his wife's breast milk, right? But when they tried to explain this to John Starks on the pod, like, because they had pulled up Jasmine Watkins.
Dude just did this.
They just pulled up Jasmine Watkins' tweet about like Josh Hart has breast milk in his veins right now or whatever because he like hit a big shot. And so they pull it up and they start joking about it. But John Starks is the guest. He's like, what does that mean?
Confused.
Like, what? God. And they're like, well, he drinks breast milk. And he's like, what? Like, well, he's tried breast milk. He's like, I did a taste test. Yeah.
It's like that thing from Mean Girls where she was like, just that one time.
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
I think it's your height out of shoes, but I think everybody just has to say the same height, and people are going to lie about their height.
No, for the one thing for basketball players, I will say it's not. It's got to be in shoes because they're like it doesn't make sense for them to. And you could be like, well, they wear platforms, but like no one can move in platforms. Like like that, right? Like that's not gonna.
No one's playing basketball in platforms.
It's not
like
the moon
risers.
shoes to help your calves or whatever, too. Like it's not like they're flying in any of that stuff.
Those were great,
Oh
man.
man,
Jump soles.
those I remember the ads for those back in the day.
Oh my god, I
thought I was gonna be able to dunk if I just bought those. You know,
had them, man. They were great.
I miss 90s and early 2000s scams when they weren't easily verifiable.
No, they worked, man. They worked. It's called plyometrics. Look it up.
Oh. Look it up.
Oh, okay. Plyometrics? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, look, that's in there. It's in the name.
One more P it is. Like I said, I don't really care. People are gonna lie about their height, period. Just make it all the same. If it's in shoes, say everybody's height in shoes. If it's not in shoes, say everybody's height without shoes. We can assume shoes add an inch and a half, 2 inches, whatever.
Yeah, right.
So do we feel like this is like just one of those things that's not standardized across the league, and some teams are doing measurings with no shoes, and then some are using with shoes, and then
standardization.
What they do is they ask the player,
let's get on this.
How tall are you?
Yeah, what height do you want to be?
Like,
yeah, it's like that. What KD said.
Like KD was like 6'11" instead of 7 feet.
No, he was like 6'9"
I'm 7 feet.
Right.
He was 6'9" forever. I remember I asked Michael Beasley, but I was like, "Hey, is like KD 6'9"?" He goes, "If he's 6'9", I'm 6'5", and Bees is like a good 6'8", 6'9" himself. Like,
and this is all in relation to Bronny, who's screwed regardless. Like, it doesn't matter if he's 6'1" or 6'3". You're not going to convince me that height is going to swing the difference in his career. It's not happening.
Well, it's not the height that's going to, make a difference, but yeah.
It's all wingspan when you get to that point. Like Donovan Mitchell's 6'2", but he's a 6'10" wingspan. Like that, if you're 6'3", but you have a 6'10" wingspan, all right, you're good. I think he's got like a 6'6" or 6'7", I saw. It's not bad, but that's not like making up for like that dude's size. A small guard. Yeah.
Like not good enough to be a point guard, not good enough to be a shooting guard. Like he's in a tough, like that's.
Yeah. It's just, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. It's that's the situation that he's looking at, and that they're going to have to, Clutch is going to have to figure out how to get him on a team.
In Clutch, we trust. I think they'll figure it out. If we've learned anything from Waz's relentless propaganda and campaigning, they will get Bronny on the team. They have their ways.
Oh, they will.
Yeah.
They have a weird list. Actually, in another group chat this morning, we were looking at the Clutch list
of their players.
And they've got like, look, if Taylor Horton Tucker's on a team next year, Bronny can get on a team.
That's a good point. That is a good point. Are they, in terms of like number of players, are they at the top?
So they have 2, 4. It's
like, can there be a whole roster out of just Clutch?
So it looks like, according to this Wikipedia screenshot,
right.
Super accurate. We're looking at like 26 players, which is pretty decent. Although,
pretty good, yeah.
One of them, Scottie Pippen Jr. Oh, one of them's Ben McLemore. Jalen LeCue,
still in the league. Let's.
No, he had a bad headline recently.
Yeah, you might want to
like about as bad a headline as you can have.
No, I mean which ones are still in the league?
Oh,
like,
gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
I meant we're only counting ones that are still in the league. Sorry.
The timing of when he said the name and you said that was like.
Are we counting? Are we counting Ben Simmons is still in the league? Wait, I don't think Ben Simmons anymore.
One more year, baby.
No.
So Bledsoe's out of the league, right?
Yeah.
Oh
my God, this is a terrible list.
Coloco's out of the league.
Oof.
Yeah, they probably. I mean, they have like 22 players still in the league. I think.
Okay. That's
which
more
could be like 18.
That's tough, man.
Yeah.
That's not.
But they got the big one.
Yeah.
For anywhere from 1 to 3 more years.
Motherfucker wants a 2-year retirement tour. I know it.
He's gonna get it.
Of course.
Who's gonna deny him?
Yeah.
He'll be the first basketball designated hitter. He's already on his way.
Mm-hmm.
He'll just stand on the other end of the court, and his team will have to play 4-on-5 defense the rest of the time. But he'll play forever like that. Okay. Burn Notice says, what house or apartment from a TV show / movie would you want to live in?
Oh, there's a lot of good ones out there.
That's always hard.
This is a deep cut, a little. Well, no, I guess not that deep of a cut, but I always thought it was so fucking cool that Growing Pains, he lived above the garage.
Oh, yes.
I was like, yo, that's living, man.
That was
like,
the life,
look
right?
at the independence.
Above
You don't even
the
have to
garage.
go in the house.
You just go to the house to get
You
your
have
groceries.
your own unit, basically.
You had your whole deal. No, that's 100%.
I remember as a kid
correct.
being like,
Own
yo, that's
entrance. Yeah.
what I have to do. Something I have to live above a garage. Yeah.
Oh my God, Zach, that's such a great call.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
shit.
then you find out the garage has no plumbing, no gas
plumbing. No,
hookup.
you still got to go to the house.
Still have to go to
shit.
house for
Like,
showers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It's literally just a box. You're living in
It
a
was a
shed
nice
above
box,
a-
man.
Worth it for the freedom.
fumes
You
from
could climb a tree branch and like go across to the house roof. Like, oh my God.
That's hilarious. Well, on that note, Leon's guest house is number
that
one choice.
is 100%.
You get to live with Larry David. You get to do whatever you want. You get to use the main house whenever
Use the main
you
house
want.
whenever you want. The main house
To have-
bathrooms whenever you want.
To have, what is it, his big penis club meetings or whatever. Whenever Larry's gone, he has the big penis club meetup led by President Horsecock Williams. But yeah, I mean, you know, any of those mansions are cool. I was thinking like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air house might be one.
The
Smart
Full House was good.
I was just thinking Full House.
Yeah.
Was there a house with a spiral staircase? I don't know why I'm picturing a spiral staircase in my head.
I mean, I'm sure there was like on some shows like
The
All I can
Nanny, did
imagine
that
are
have a-
those really stupid spiral staircases. The,
I
like,
know,
the
but
metal
I
ones.
like
in the loft.
romanticize those
Did
though.
did Silver Spoons have a spiral staircase? Maybe
I don't think I've ever seen an episode.
Oh, they had the
Yeah.
train. They had the train that would ride through the house, and that was like fucking dope.
I never saw that show.
Really? Oh man,
Yeah,
Jason
I
Bateman
didn't
was on that show.
either.
never saw that.
It's like Jason Bateman's like second acting gig, I think.
Silver
I'm
spoons.
trying to think what other TV
Oh.
houses.
I mean, the apartment
I mean,
in
the-
Mrs. Maisel is pretty dope.
The mansion for hacks.
Yeah.
The mansion in Hacks, yeah, I was gonna bring that up. Like, her decor is a little rough,
A little
but
wild. Yeah, I would change some things there.
I would maybe take out all the salt and pepper shakers or whatever those figurines
Can
are.
I
But
do Villa Rosa from Vanderpump, Lisa Vanderpump's house?
it's a real house, Mo.
Yeah, but I just did it say fictional or I didn't hear?
I guess it didn't.
It was on TV.
Yeah, it was.
Coco's
Shit.
house. Coco's house is cool. In the cartoon.
Coco.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was like a really cool house, right?
Yeah, it's a cool little house. Yeah.
Oh, on top of the cliff.
I just remember it being really cool. And didn't it have like a personality kind of, the house?
I like the house in Step by Step. Just a big living room, like a big
Huge,
staircase and
huge.
everything. Yeah.
Brad Pitt's trailer in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh my God.
So you know,
Although
see,
his house-
you want a place above a garage. Why not? Why not take that thing on
Yeah,
the road, baby?
Unless you're putting that trailer above the garage, I don't want it.
Has to be above the garage. Can't be
Yeah.
parked at the garage.
I was always partial to the apartment for Perfect Strangers.
That's a good one.
Right, and it felt
Frasier's apartment was super dope.
Frasier's apartment
that
was
was-
dope. Yeah, Charlie and Frank's apartment.
No.
That's the worst one maybe ever.
I
put on
was like, I don't
television.
know about that one. I'm not
say,
interested. I'm not interested in that one, if I'm being honest.
I feel like I'm missing an obvious one.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, I feel like there's
Oh,
good
the
answers
apartment and
for this.
Friends. The girls'
That was
apartment
Yeah,
and
the
That was
Friends.
a
completely
dope apartment.
impossible
Incredible.
New York apartment.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Come on. One was a chef at a diner.
Mhm.
One was a waitress.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
There you go.
Oh,
That's it. That's all you need.
that's
No,
it?
that's, yep,
oh,
that's-
okay. I was like, I'm following up until this point. Keep going.
One was a chef at a diner. She had the apartment by herself, and then
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
and then the rich girl moved in without a job, and then became a coffee shop waitress.
yeah.
Not at the same diner that the chef
Of
worked
course
at.
not.
right. And not even a barista.
No,
Just
she did not know how to make
orders.
shit.
Wow.
Oh, the 90s. What a time, you know? What a good time. Any cinephobe movie houses that stick out to you? Brad Wesley's house?
Yeah, that's a dope house.
Dalton's barn loft. That's kind of your
Dalton's fuck shack. Yeah,
that's right up Zach's alley of living up above a garage.
Oh my god, living up above a barn. Love a loft. Oh, I love a loft.
Just get me above the bullshit. You know, that's all I need.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I mean, there's some weird houses in Jade in San Francisco. Oh,
I don't want any of those.
The fake, the fuck house. The house in Carmel that's supposed to be in San Francisco somewhere, right on the ocean, overlooking the beach. Yeah, that one. That weird house in the fan. That's also on the beach.
That was cool. I like that.
He drops off the balcony.
That's going to be where Zach's going to be living soon.
Yeah, that'll be me. Just a house on the beach.
The house that he blows up in Honest Thief.
Oh god.
Super
realistic. That thing's gone. Yeah.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles train station.
That's gotta smell so bad.
Yeah, ew. Pass.
All right, Eden, I sent you this one in the chat because I wanted to float it to you and let you come up with some ideas first, because I feel like you have the best knowledge of different types of prescription drugs, because it is a curiosity of yours.
I have no idea with this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I just, I had aspirations to become a pharmacist. My dad really pushed me towards pharmacy school once I told him med school wasn't happening. So that's why, okay?
This is all other reasons out of your head. Sarah would be the goat at this, but it's okay. Sarah, the pharmacist.
Dated some people who would be like, oh, blah, 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 beta blocker, blah, blah, and they start throwing out names. I'm like,
I have no idea. I
don't know what the fuck you just said. I don't know what a beta blocker is. Like, I don't know. I think it has to do with blood.
So I saw a comedian this week.
Like dopamine and serotonin production.
That's what I said, yeah.
Their bit was, what prescription drug are you? And she said that Biden was, oh man, and now I'm blanking. It's the one that puts you to sleep.
Ambien?
Biden was Ambien, and Trump was Gas X. And she also said that, like, I forget which one she said she was, but the only one that I have, and then I'll throw it to Eden, I have that amine is blood pressure medicine that has a side effect making you incontinent.
Yeah.
I don't know what that one is. I'm just going to assume there's a drug out there on the market that does those things.
I am on blood pressure medication, but it's a split to where it then takes away that incontinent issue. Like, so they mix it with, it's two different things. And so it's like, oh yeah, normally blood pressure medication will make you have to piss all the time, but this one makes it so you don't.
Nice.
So that's like maybe a little thing called like advancements or updates to an existing drug.
Yes. Because I had voiced that concern of like, well, I don't want to pee all the time. He's like, oh, no, I'll give you one that,
that's my life. And I'm not even on blood pressure medication. I always make the joke, and today's TMI, but like, if I don't have to pee within the hour, I'm dehydrated. That's just what it is.
But that's a good way of knowing, right?
Yeah.
You got to check and balance.
Gotta go get some water.
I just wait until I have a headache. I'm like, oh, fuck, I need to drink water. It's been 6 days.
My answer for me, I would say I'm Soma's, like muscle relaxants. That's what I came up with. Is like, I feel like that is, at least at this stage of my life, that is my vibe. And like, I get back tightness, who doesn't love a good, like just a little muscle relaxant? It's not nothing too extreme, but it actually, it could get the job done.
I've got some expired ones, so you never know how it's going to kick in.
Definitely try those with like a beer or something.
I took two one night. Because I was like, I've had these a long time. They're probably not good. Ooh, it hit. Let me tell you, it hit.
Nice.
It was.
I did not know you partied like that, Zach Harper. You've been holding out on me.
Yeah, muscle relaxants though. God, sometimes you just can't get the tension out
but
from
a
this
muscle
area.
relaxer, like a proper one that's not expired, man, it really does do the job.
That's what I'm saying. There are certain areas of my back that I'm like, they do not release with anything. So I'm just saying.
Does it go back when it's done, or what happens after the muscle relaxer wears off?
It kind of like tightens and
it helps dissolve like the tightness of it, because part of the thing is like when you have muscles that are physically tight, you start becoming more aware of it and it becomes more and more tight because you're like not able to move it. Like you can't, inherently, not inherently, but like instinctively, we try to avoid moving it when you actually should try to move and mobilize that area. Right. But because you don't want to because it hurts.
Signifies like, hey, don't do this because of the where an actual, like if it's a muscle thing, like the more you move it, if you break through that,
it will loosen up
that initial pain, and then it'll be fine.
So muscle relaxants help that process along. So
so I wouldn't say it like goes back to the same, but it's like
gets better.
I don't know, it can cut it down 25% sometimes.
That's why you usually take it like it's over. Like you're not supposed to take them ongoing. I mean,
you just take like 5 or 10 at a time, and then it's
for like over 2 days, and then you
jump in your car
the
and
entire
drive.
bottle, and then you're like maybe none for another month. Like
I think Katie is 100 milligram edible, but 1 out of every 10 is spiked with something.
Laced. Yeah.
It's laced with acid.
You don't know what it's going to be. You don't know what that mystery edible is going to do for you.
So I was hoping she was going to be on the pod today because when I was in Venice yesterday, I walked by the bar where
she was tripping acid.
She was on either acid or shrooms and started to cry. It was like, I got to go home. And so then I took her home. But as I got in the car, I got a notification from Wells Fargo that my paycheck had bounced. So I'm texting Sussman as I'm driving a crying Katie home.
Oh my God.
Who's like trying to hang her head out the car window. And I'm like, where the fuck is my money? Blah, blah, blah. He's like, what's your Cash App? I was like, I don't need you fucking Cash App. I want fucking money. Like, what, whatever. I was yelling at him as I'm driving her home. But the best part about seeing that bar yesterday, it's shut down. It's closed. It is boarded up.
Part of it,
which feels about right.
Investor.
Yes,
Taffer didn't get there in time.
He did not.
Couldn't get rescued.
Or he did and just didn't rescue it because they didn't take what he said seriously.
Or they did, and he just doesn't know what he's doing.
I haven't watched in a while, but I like going to look up the bars afterwards. Mm-hmm. Like there's a website that keeps track of the bar rescue, who survived, who hasn't, and then the backstory of what happens afterwards.
Yeah,
still pretty good completion rate.
This morning they had the one that we went to, that Pat's Cocktail.
Oh yeah,
they had that one.
That one was wild.
Taffer had Taffer calls the bartender. So the problem is, well, it's poorly run is the problem, obviously. But the manager is like newly married or had a new fiance or something like that. And so they're just sitting at the bar, like making out constantly.
Ew.
Like constantly. And he doesn't own the place, by the way. He's just the manager. And so Taffer like calls the bartender who had like got him to come check out this bar. And he's like, I want to like give away I'll pay for them, but give away as many free shots as you can before the manager notices. He never noticed. She gave away like 90 shots.
Oh,
it was ridiculous.
Just pouring and giving to people. And oh my God, it was so funny.
And the whole, if I remember that episode correctly too, there was a whole thing about lemons. Like they wouldn't go buy lemons or something.
They wouldn't go buy lemons. Yeah. And then
like garnishes and
what's great is they turned it into like Pat's mixology house or something like that.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you, they changed that fucking thing back to Pat's Cocktails.
They went, there's another episode where he goes back and like they kind of review all this. Yeah. They went back to that one and they're like, everything's back to normal. It was your boy, Russell Davis, I think, like shows up.
Oh, that sweaty fuck.
That's all I wanted to hear. That's all. Every time I bring his name up, that's all I
was slap him in the fucking mouth so hard. Oh my God.
And yeah, and he
wouldn't even be worthy of a punch.
Open hand
slap. Yeah. Right in his fat, sweaty mouth.
Yeah, they brought it back to Bachelor. And when we went, it was the same exact bar as it was from the beginning. It was
they had that one drink. It was like a $26 old fashioned where they like
Or old fashioned.
I don't know. They lit something on fire and covered it to smoke the bourbon or something. I don't know. And I had them like,
you had a newfangled?
I'm like, this is
not old fashioned anymore.
One, it's not good, and two, it was not worth $26. I get you had to light something on fire, but that was a crazy price point.
Also, knowing the location, that is not where you're serving that drink.
It's a dive bar. It's next to a gas station.
Oh,
across from another gas station, and there's a Jack in the Box right around there.
Like it's literally just go get liquored up and leave. Like it's like a Packers bar during football season. Like
when you said a $26 old fashioned, I definitely assumed like a high end cocktail bar.
They tried to he tried to change them into that, but they went back. But I'm guessing they kept. I don't know if that drink was on the episode. I don't remember that, but I'm like everything else is like, I don't know, pretty reasonably priced. I thought.
Yeah, but Eden, the area, the demographic does if you're going to do a high end cocktail bar, you're going to do it in Venice. You're going to do it in Hollywood or Beverly Hills or Abbott, like all those areas.
Yeah,
you're not doing it at Riverside and Laurel Canyon. Like this
isn't like a place that just people walk. Like they walk their dogs.
Mo,
that's it.
Do you think the gentrification happens overnight? There have to be pioneers who take bold steps and charge $26 for a newfangled. Otherwise, things are never going to change. Okay,
good luck gentrifying that part of the valley right now.
Dress for the bar you want, not the bar you have.
Yeah, I don't live that far from it. Like I walked by it the other night. That's gentrified, man.
Still,
it's
gas
gentrified
station next door. Still,
it is down the road
Jack in a Box right there. It ain't changing for 20 more years.
Down the road from where LeBron's other son almost went. Bryce transferred to a school for like a week and then went back to the other one he had previously transferred to.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's comedy.
Captain Trips says, "What is your favorite new snack? Something that didn't exist when you were a kid." Mine are these Nutella-filled biscuit cookies that I discovered recently. You look up Nutella-filled
not much of a
biscuit
snacker.
Cookie.
Crisps and chips are snacks, right?
Yeah, but I don't eat a whole lot. I maybe get a bag of chips like
once a quarter.
Yeah, maybe once a month.
Okay.
Maybe once a month.
I shoot for once a quarter, but it's really like once a month also.
Like it might be like, go down to the liquor store and I don't know, maybe I'm a little high.
In the moment. Yeah, speaks to you in the moment.
I'm like, those
I could not relate
Cheetos
ever.
Look good.
Yeah. Oh man. OG Cheetos. Wait, also speaking of Cheetos, why have they not made like a bag of mixed flaming hot and regular?
Let me tell you this.
I would love that.
I'm all good on flaming hot chips.
I don't need them in anything other than Cheetos. They don't work for any other flavor in Cheeto.
Thank you.
Like
it
even only works with Cheeto.
But
that's why I want it with the bag. I want it mixed with the regular, so I don't have to buy a whole bag of hot Cheetos, and then I'm stuck with the entire bag.
I don't want. That's the thing. I don't want a whole bag of hot Cheetos.
I mean, will I still eat them? Yeah.
Those
Nutella biscuits look fire. Shit. I'm definitely interested in finding some of these.
I literally just said, okay, I'm probably buying that.
Yeah. You've got my attention with this one.
So this isn't quite a snack because I got it at a bakery, but Paris Baguette has these, they're called croissant crisps, and they're like flattened croissants with like Nutella in between them. That just reminded, that's why I thought of it. But it sounds weird, I know, but it is like a flattened croissant.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's two flattened croissants, or maybe they cut this croissant in half and then flatten both. I don't know how they make it, but it's called the croissant crisp. It's basically a croissant pressed sandwich cookie thingy. And it's like, I was dubious. Because I was like, this is just some finicky new bakery thing that they're trying to put on TikTok and make it go viral, blah, blah, blah. But actually the texture was quite delightful because it's like kind of like has that flakiness, but it was like dense, and like the Nutella, obviously you can't go wrong with Nutella. So I'm like, if y'all go buy a Paris Baguette and the croissant crisp, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. I'm going to look it up, but like it is
croissant donut with Nutella. Is it fried?
No, it's not. It's croissant crisp with Nutella. Okay, why isn't there a photo?
I know I'm seeing like I'm seeing like Instagram and TikTok videos for it. I'm not seeing like it available for sale, but this is the TikTok video, and yes, it is.
Oh, wow.
It is a croissant that looks like it has been stamped with Zach's hydraulic press.
It's like caramelized. That's what I was. Yeah. Crispy and flaky, like.
Yeah, I'm into this. That's probably so insanely dense and rich.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! Yeah.
I mean, if you were in the situation that Zach described a while ago,
right,
and this was in your presence,
that would happen. Yeah.
You know what's one very not tense? Is that what you're describing?
Yeah, very expired muscle relaxered up. Like,
yes.
You know, it's a snack that I never had as a kid that I've gotten into the last couple of years. It's gonna sound so stupid. Dry seaweed.
Oh yes.
Just those little packets.
I remember when people had those as a kid, and I thought they were the stupidest people in the world.
No,
I mean, they didn't make it to Sacramento. I'll tell you that.
No way. I mean, Sacramento didn't have that. That's nuts.
So Jamie turned me onto those, and I'm like, holy crap. I was like, okay, we need to buy these all the time.
Yeah.
And then she also, so good. I sent in the group chat the vanilla wafer things, like
I mean, I had these as kids. Like,
I didn't really, I mean, I had them as a kid, but they were never like a snack. But then Jamie would have them like in the house, and now I'm like, they're gone.
Well, there's like the good ones, like not the Quattro. The Quattro ones are really, really good. They're really rich. Like they're like adult version.
It's a problem because I'll just put the bag next to the desk.
Yeah.
And just next thing you know, I've just had like 40 of them without even
also
realizing.
Like so many flavors. Like they have like taro, vanilla, ube. There's like, I'm pretty sure espresso flavored ones. Yeah, me and my brothers went through a phase with
yeah, the Quattro ones are the ones you got to get.
Yeah, got to get the Quattro.
They're very store bought. I think they're Keebler actually, but what is it? The Vienna Fingers? No, those are good though. But the Vienna Fingers, it's like a vanilla,
wafer.
Yeah.
Oh, and they have
it's
vanilla
not a wafer though.
Do they have vanilla cream in them?
Like a little
bit.
Yeah, like a little bit. Yeah,
I will fuck those up.
So I also may have been a little high at the store a couple of months ago. And I saw them and I was like, oh, fuck, I haven't had those in forever. The pack didn't even last 24 hours.
No,
and there's a lot in there. There's a lot in there.
That's one of those things that I'm going to be like, I'm going to really try to make this stretch into more than one setting.
You can't. Yeah. I'm like, oh, this will last. I'm going to make sure this lasts a week. And then like all of a sudden there's one left.
24 hours. Yeah.
But then I was like, okay, that's a notice. You cannot buy those again.
Yeah,
no, those are crack because you just pop them in and it's like,
oh my god,
yeah,
because each one's better than the last one somehow.
The only solution is to not buy them at all. That is the only way.
You can't
There's
have it in
no
the house.
other way around it. Yeah.
Or you just have discipline. I don't know. It's a crazy idea.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, go ahead and buy a pack and see how much discipline you have.
We're talking about someone who eats a pint of ice cream over 2 weeks because he just takes one bite at a time. So
I have discipline.
Who does that? Maze does that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One bite at a time? How?
Not a bite at a time. I just I'll have a reasonable amount and I'll put it back in the freezer. It's just
what's a reasonable amount?
A pint is a reasonable amount.
That much?
That much?
That's a bite.
That's what I said. He takes one spoonful.
Like a layer,
half a bite.
A layer off the top. Like, I don't know, maybe like an inch or two.
Yeah.
What are you, skimming pudding cups? What is that?
Yeah. Frozen. It's called discipline. And it's this crazy concept.
I respect it.
That's not discipline. I don't. That's not discipline. That's boring. Okay. That's what that is. That's boredom.
Marrying somebody who bakes is going to be a huge problem for me.
You're screwed,
because
Mo. You're done.
She made banana pudding once for Easter.
Get that shit out of the house as quickly as possible, you know?
I ate the whole thing and she was just like, in 3 days? I was like, yes.
What did you expect?
It was there.
Yeah, my girlfriend has a client who bakes and it's like she'll come home with a different, random baked good every week pretty much. And that's the thing. It's like you bake and then you are trying to unload that shit at every opportunity. You make a big batch of cookies or muffins or something, and then you're like, well, I'm giving 5 to this person, 5 to that person.
I love baking, but I won't do it anymore because it's just too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're just trying to give it away and you feel weird.
No, I know what you mean, because it's just like you either have too much that you have to eat yourself, and like most baked goods don't actually freeze that well. Like it's not that good when reheated.
A muffin.
No, that's
like,
it's always like 24 at the same time.
Right,
muffins freeze well. You can freeze them.
No.
That's what I've learned.
You picked the one big
That's a fucking garbage way to live. That's a garbage way to live. Like,
no. They work fine because I have them all the time.
No. It's so
They're
gross.
No. No, even that's
It's so gross.
Even that's too much discipline. Freezing muffins, that's where I draw the line.
It's fucking stupid. Yeah, they're not as good as before. They're not.
No,
as good
I mean
as
nothing's
before.
as good as fresh out of the oven.
Look,
but
my
like when you
girlfriend-
have,
no, if
my
you
girlfriend
left them like
freezes slices of bread, and I think it's the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life. Just
Like,
eat
not a
all the
loaf,
bread that
but
you get.
No,
Yeah.
okay. I do that because I know I'm not going to be able, like, it goes bad. Like, if I'm not going to, I have
Put
to
it in the
really
fridge.
commit. I do.
get a bread box in the fridge.
Okay. I can try
So-
that. That's a
so,
solution
like-
I've not tried yet.
She's bought like a dozen bagels. She's pre-sliced them all, and then she's frozen them
No, why pre-slice them? They stay
I don't
fresh
pre-slice.
longer.
because you can't slice them when they're frozen.
When they're frozen.
So I'm like, okay, all right, like maybe on that one, but literally like a loaf of whole wheat bread, and you're not going to get to it, so you freeze it. Guess what? It's been in the freezer for years. That shit doesn't come out of the freezer because I'm not touching it.
Mine stays in there for like a week. But I just like no, because I've had loaves of bread go bad before. I know I'm not going to finish it.
You got about like 4 or 5 days on a loaf of bread, and then you should probably put it in the fridge if you're not going to get to it. And honestly, it'll last in the fridge a while. And that's easier to toast than a frozen. Once it starts getting ice crystals in the bread, and you heat it, and then it gets soggy, and then you're cooking soggy bread, you've lost me.
I don't think I have that issue though. It doesn't come out soggy for me.
Eden sounds genuinely dismayed that I'm criticizing
because Maze is disappointed in me right now.
I also just don't think you get to talk when you eat a sliver of ice cream. You're like, I'm good. I have discipline.
Fine.
just a little skim off the top. I'm good.
Microwave the pint and slurp it down like Christian Bale trying to gain weight.
Fucking love to. Absolutely.
For the Cheney
I love
movie.
some melted ice cream. God, I just don't have the patience, but like I love melty ice cream.
Mm-hmm. Oh, when it's just like a little melted and it kind of, so you can kind of like
the edges are just like.
Would you rather gain weight for a roll and get to chill and eat whatever you want and, you know, pack on, let's say 15 extra pounds, or have to get like Wolverine ripped and not eat anything and work out 3 times a day?
Would I lose the weight after the roll? Like, would it just be without having to do that?
What you do after the roll is up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're
because
an actor.
like the whole
you're your size. You get cast as either buff boy or
super ripped,
fat boy,
fatty fat.
Fat, yeah,
fatty.
I would, because you have the trainer and you have the chef when you're gonna get ripped, right?
Yeah.
Like, and you have the HGH given to you and everything. Like, you have all that stuff, and so I would rather go through that process where it's not on me to do it. Right. It's just on them to coach me into doing it, and that's very possible. That is like no problem at all.
I would say that I would agree, because like if you have a chef at your disposal, they can actually make really good food. Like they can make like a chicken breast taste good, you know, like which I can't do on my own. And I'm also at the age where I don't know that if I gain a lot of weight for a roll that I'm going to be able to get it all back off. So like I was like, I already work way harder than I had to like 7 years ago to just even maintain the size that I am. Like
you are more likely to win an award for gaining the weight than acting.
That's
the roles you're taking to be super buff does not.
But you're going to make more money if you become super buff.
So I'm going to do the super buff one.
Right. Do you want an award or do you want to sell a lot of tickets?
Like,
do you want to play an action hero?
I think there's a story of Huge Jackman where like they're like literally like waking him up every 2 hours to like eat chicken.
Yes.
To like maintain the protein levels needed to like keep this going. And like
the way that he described it sounded, it sounded amazing. I was going to say the way that he described it sounded like torture.
You wake me up, you're like, eat this chicken real quick and then go back to sleep. Oh my God.
Zach's picturing them like waking up, like the aroma of the chicken, like right under his nose.
Oh my God.
No, the
roasted chicken like a fucking cartoon floating out to the kitchen. Yeah. Oh my God.
Zach's like, if I can just have it in bed, we're good.
Yeah, and then they're like, go to sleep. I'm like, you got it.
I'm here for it. Yeah.
I mean, Mac from Always Sunny did both, right? And that's what's kind of genius about. He literally did the science to go both ways and be like, all right, I'm gonna get fat,
crazy ripped,
and then he got more ripped than he's ever been in his life, and he's kind of he's not
he's
as
maintained
ripped
it
as
pretty
he was,
decently.
but he's maintained it very well. Hanging out with Ryan Reynolds probably helps, you know.
Yeah, he's got a weird jawline now. Like
not
super
as
weird face now.
Fillers?
No, that's
fillers or why?
No, I mean, I think it's grown and then it's gotten real cut. So it's like just this. Like I did, like that's probably some HGH involved. Like this is
the distortion of your body, like over time,
okay,
because your body does go through all these changes.
But I also love that his when he posted about it, he was like, "Yeah, it was super easy. I just had to have all of these, and it's just like basically making fun of like know everyone that just
unrealistic
makes it
this shit
is. Exactly. I was like, I appreciate that because like it's just, I mean, grew up with severe body image issues because of like
Yeah,
you see what I mean? Like
it's a little too defined.
Yeah, it's too defined, and the top of his head is too big and wide to where it doesn't make sense now.
It's tapered down.
It's tapered down. It's almost like elongated as it goes to the front of his face. You know, like in an unnatural way.
I was gonna say it doesn't seem like natural, like gravity aging. Like it's not quite that. Yeah. Because your forehead definitely doesn't get bigger. That.
Uncomfortable looking at clean shaven dudes. I don't get it.
Sure.
I'm not used to it. You gotta have something on there. You gotta have at least the Mark Zuckerberg peach fuzz.
Stubble.
Otherwise you're in a dangerous zone. I think I would I see both sides. I think I'd probably get ripped just because, like you said, Zach, you have the infrastructure around you to do it. And it'd be like easier to motivate if you had like a role that you were trying to be. But the counterpoint is what Gary Oldman is doing on Slow Horses, where he seems like he's having the time of his fucking life being a fat slob. And, Gary Oldman, historically pretty skinny, gained weight to be Churchill. Like he's done it all. He's
definitely done it all.
He's done it all.
He's been on his knees as a little person. And I literally mean he was on his knees and they just put shoes on his knees and he was a little person and they like hid him behind things. And
thank you for listening to the Mailbag. Let's go to the Patreon real quick because I got a real problematic alternate scenario for this question.
Oh no!
Oh, okay.
Better subscribe to the Patreon.
Patreon.com/count the dings. Thank you to Mo, Eden, Zach. I'm Maze. We'll catch you next time on the Mailbag.
Just eat a sliver of ice cream, kids.
Just a little bit a day.
One
put it
fry
back in the freezer and eat half your burrito. Put it in the fridge and eat the rest tomorrow.
Freeze your muffins.